What's up, guys? I thought today we'd do a video about, sorry about that, how to deal with extreme stress from an upcoming event. I've got a friend who's about to take the bar exam. And for those who don't know, the bar exam is it's a 2-day event. I think it's 8 hours both days, and generally only 50% of the people who take it pass. So, you can imagine going to law school, spending a lot of money, and then having to take this test where it feels like your whole life depends on you passing. And in some ways it kind of does, at least your career. So I was talking with her, sorry, I'm glancing at my notes here. I was talking with her about some things that had helped me when I, about 12 years ago, when I started a company. It was a weekly newspaper. There were a lot of times where I would have, I don't want to say similar type stresses, but to me it felt that way, where if I didn't get a loan or if I didn't get an investor to come into the paper, then we were done. We would be closed. And I had spent a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to get wherever I was. And this happened multiple times. It happened with 11 different investors. It happened with probably 5 or 6 different meetings with bank officers where I'd have to try to get loans. So as the meeting would be coming up, the couple of days before, I'd be trying to get my stuff ready, and especially the night before, I would really get stressed because there would be so much on the line, and then you can't sleep well. And but through 9 years of running my own company and somehow making it through most of those obstacles, I've developed a few things that helped me, most of which I'd read in books. But I thought I'd share 3 of them that I shared with her. So the first of the 3 is you got to have faith, whether it's faith in God, or if you're not religious, even faith in yourself. You got to believe and be confident that you can succeed. If you're not confident, there's no way you're going to pass the test or get that loan or get that investor. So you got to begin with kind of pumping yourself up a little bit and saying this is going to work, and go into it thinking it's going to work. The next thing is, it always helped me, is you got to relax. And when we're stressed out, if you've been working on a paper, like a long paper for college or something like that, and as the deadline gets closer, when you're super stressed, you cannot work at your optimum level. And if you think about it, there have probably been times where you've been stuck on something, and then you would go take a shower, or you would go for a walk because you just couldn't take the stress. And almost every time that happens, when you're not thinking about it and your brain relaxes, that's when you come up with a solution, whether it's an answer or whatever. And that's because our minds and our bodies operate best when we're relaxed, not when we're stressed. So you want to be able, I've talked in earlier videos about deep breathing, but you want to, slow breaths, 4 seconds in, minimum 4 seconds out. Do that at least 4 or 5 times. Just try to relax, and that will always make you or allow you to operate better. And then finally, the third thing that always helped me was you want to think about the worst case possibility and accept that beforehand, which I know this sounds ridiculous. But for instance, samurais, warriors in Japan, I guess it's not samurais, I'm sounding like a southern idiot right now, but samurai warriors, they would often accept death before they would go into battle, because that would reduce their level of fear. If you go into something thinking, today I could die, and the other person's thinking about, oh man, I could die, I got to survive, I want to go back home. If you've already accepted your death, you're going to be much more relaxed, and you're going to be much more likely to survive. If you think about it, in America, Native Americans who weren't trained in school or anything per se, they were obviously natives. They used to always say during battle, today is a good day to die. And they would shout that during battle. Today is a good day to die, whether it was raining, sunny, it didn't matter. You had to say that, you had to believe it, and you had to go into battle thinking the worst could happen. And that allows you to be more relaxed and to operate at your absolute best ability. So in my case, a lot of times for these loan committees or the investors, I would go in, and once I had already got as ready as I could get. I would go in and I would think, okay, if this doesn't work out, okay, so be it. A lot of times I wouldn't even have a plan B, and I would think, I might not get this, and I might have lost 4 or 5 years of everything I worked for with this company, or 7 years, but I'm going to go in and be as relaxed as possible, because if I'm not relaxed, if that bank officer or that investor sees fear, they see someone who's out of control, who is scared, there's no way they're going to give you the money. So that's how I had to look at it. And so if you're taking an exam, with the bar exam, you have to go in thinking, if you go in thinking I have to pass, I don't think you're going to have as good a chance of passing. If you go in thinking, if I fail, what's the worst thing that happens? Well, probably the worst is you may have lost the job that you've already gotten, which in my friend's case, she's already been hired somewhere. So you might lose that job because they're expecting you to pass. But if you go in thinking, even if I fail, I'll pick up a job somewhere else, I'll keep studying harder and harder, and I'll retake the test later. Well, that would allow you to go into the exam thinking, no big deal if this doesn't work out. I've got next year. I've got 5 years from now if you've got to save up money or maybe you really get hit with something. But you've got to go in thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Now, with my company, a lot of times I would go in thinking, okay, if the worst that happens, worst thing that could happen is my company will have to close. And there were times where I had $100,000+ of debt. I had a ton of stress. I took like maybe 2 vacations the entire 9 years I operated it. So I would go in thinking, you know what, if this doesn't work out, then it's probably meant to be, and I'll be able to get a good job that I have a guaranteed income, some time off, benefits, etc. So even though I really wanted the company to survive, I accepted death, as I was explaining earlier. I accepted that I might not get that loan or that investor, and if that happened, I just have to be okay with it, even though I didn't want that. So those are 3 ways that might help you if you're facing some kind of huge stressful event coming up. Have faith, believe in yourself, try to relax, think about the worst case possibility and embrace it. And then, of course, the 4th one, which I didn't name, is you got to work hard. I stayed up late many nights working on the stuff I had to turn in, or the things I would say, or rehearsing what I would say when they would ask why sales weren't better. So you do got to work hard, but have faith and believe in yourself, relax, and think about the worst case possibility. Hope this helps. Thanks, guys.